जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा। जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
श्री चैतन्य मंगल की जय। श्रील लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to this week's Sri Chaitanya Mangal reading. We'll continue where we left off yesterday. So, we're reading from Sri Chaitanya Mangal, written written by or compiled by or written by Srila Lochan Das Thakur. And today we are going to read from the Sutra Khanda, Grantha arambha section. In that, we'll read Song 5. Yesterday we saw in Song 4 that when Krishna was glorifying how, he told Rukmini Devi and Narada Muni that he's taking a vow to taste pure devotional service himself. That means he will appear in Kali Yuga and he will taste spontaneous devotional service himself, bhakti himself, or prema bhakti. He will be tasting it himself, and he will also make the whole world taste it. And as he was saying this, how he was going to come and he transformed, he turned into Gauranga Mahaprabhu in a beautiful golden form. And Narad Muni, when he saw this form, it was so effulgent, like uh, thousands of suns, millions of suns and moons. That was the effulgence coming from that uh, form. And Narad Muni could not gaze. He didn't have the power to look at that form. It was so effulgent. So he closed his eyes. Then Krishna covered his effulgence and asked Narad Muni to open his eyes. And when Narad Muni opened his eyes, he's seeing Krishna in front of him. And then his heart was yearning to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form once again, Gauranga's form. Then Krishna told Narad Muni that Narad Muni has no uh, restrictions. He can go anywhere and everywhere. Nobody can stop him. So Krishna said, you go to Brahma Loka, Shiva Loka, you can go anywhere. Just go all over and announce, proclaim that I'm going to appear in Kali Yuga in this golden form, and I'm going to uh, taste this bhakti myself, prema bhakti myself, and also I'm going to make the whole world taste this prema. Then, taking the Lord's order, Narad Muni, in great ecstasy, he departed from there, and he was uh, singing the glories of the Lord, and he came to Naimisharanya. At Naimisharanya, he met with Uddhava. So Uddhava was so happy to see Narad Muni. He went and immediately he offered obeisances. And he was so happy that Narad Muni has come. Hmm? Then Narad Muni tightly embraced Uddhava, and not only embraced him, he kissed him, put his hand on the head, huh? and uh, so, like a disciple. Uddhava was also very sorry. He also had the same uh, pain which Narad Muni was experiencing, that nobody in Kali Yuga has any taste for the holy names of Krishna, and they are filled with pride. How can they be delivered? How can these people of Kali Yuga be delivered? So he asked the same question from Narad Muni. What did Narad Muni say? Narad Muni said that I was in Dwaraka just now. I also had the same sorrow that you are expressing. So I, wandering, I came to Dwaraka, and there I was at Rukmini Devi's palace. And then he narrated everything that happened, how he saw Gauranga Mahaprabhu's form, and how Gauranga Mahaprabhu is now going to appear and he's going to deliver everyone. Hmm? All the people of Kali Yuga, they are going to get Krishna Prema. So when Uddhava heard this, Uddhava also became very pleased. Then Narad Muni departed from there because he has to go to other places also. One thing is this conversation between Narad Muni and Uddhava. This is taken from Jaimini's Mahabharat. Jaimini's Mahabharat. So Srila Lochan Das Thakur says that uh, this is from the 32nd chapter of Jaimini's Mahabharat. If anyone has any doubt about what I said, you can go and check yourself. This whole conversation is there, where Narad Muni is telling how Krishna himself is going to come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga. So now we'll continue from there. We'll go to the next song. Yeah. So, I just gave a general overview. If you actually read, it's really sweet. Uddhava was overcome with ecstasy, falling at Narada's feet. He wept with joy when he heard uh, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead will take birth on the earth, manifesting a wonderful form. He's going to come in Kali Yuga. When Uddhava heard this, he was overcome with ecstasy, and he fell on Narad Muni's feet and he started weeping with joy. And he said, these wonderful words have brought life into my lifeless body. And your words have brought coolness to my feverish body. Then Narad Muni left from there. Let's see what happened after that. Lord Gaurachandra is my very life. I think reading once is not sufficient. We have to keep reading it again and again, because the details, you cannot grasp them. Of course, I think it also, many factors are there, but when you read, it is so sweet. These are the words of Sri Lochandas Thakur, and it's translated into English, but still, you can feel in those words. Mm. So if we read it again and again and again, hear it again and again, then we can try to repeat as close as possible to the actual statements there. Lord Gaurachandra is my very life. Playing his veena, Narada continued his journey, hearing his description of the Lord's glories and his heart overcome with bliss. Hearing his description of the Lord's glories and his heart overcome with bliss, again and again he fell. Who? Narad Muni is only falling, right? So, hearing his Narad Muni is singing. He is playing the veena and he's singing the glories of the Lord, and hearing the description of the Lord's glories which he is singing, Narad Muni's heart was overcome with bliss, and again and again he's falling down. One moment he would lament, another moment he would loudly laugh, another moment he would tremble, another moment he would speak with broken words, another moment he would loudly call out, another moment he would slap his arms, and another moment he would say, Gaura, Gaura, and weep. His heart was overcome with ecstatic love. He had no power to forget Lord Gaura's form, a charming form filled with ecstatic love, a glorious form splendid like the sun. His heart overcome with bliss and love. He had no power even to walk. Even so, in the blinking of an eye, he arrived at Lord Shiva's abode in Mount Kailash. That means he was falling down and coming because he's in ecstasy, remembering the form of Lord Gauranga. Narad Muni went into such ecstasy, he was not even able to walk. He's falling down, picking himself up, weeping, calling out, laughing, right? But still, how much time did it take for him to reach Kailash? In the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. So he was in Naimisharanya. From there, he went to Mount Kailash. He was there in the blink of an eye, although he was in such ecstasy and falling down and getting up and going somehow or other. Thinking, soon I will see Lord Shiva. He was filled with bliss. He thought, I will tell him of the plan Lord Krishna described. There are no such blissful words anywhere in the three worlds. Which blissful words? The words spoken by Lord Krishna, that he is going to come. So Narad Muni is thinking, I will go and tell Lord Shiva. He's in Kailash now, so very soon now I'm going to see Lord Shiva. And when I see him, I'm going to tell him the words spoken by Krishna. There are no words which are as sweet as Krishna's words. No such blissful words. Anywhere in the three worlds, you won't find such blissful words. He who is the treasure of Vrindavan will appear in the Kali Yuga. So we know generally Krishna comes in Dwapar Yuga, and that too once in a day of Brahma. In 1000 Kali Yugas, once he will, Dwapar Yugas, once he will come. But now he is going to come in Kali Yuga. He who is the treasure of Vrindavan will appear in the Kali Yuga. The ecstatic spiritual love that Brahma, Shiva, and Ananta beg to attain. Ecstatic love is what? Krishna Prema. It's not easy to get Prema. Even Lord Ananta, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are begging. They are begging for this prema, love of Godhead. The ecstatic spiritual love that Brahma, Shiva, and Ananta beg to attain, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will distribute in the Kali Yuga. When that means even the most exalted persons are begging because they don't have it, and the Lord is going to give it to the most fallen people of Kali Yuga. And personally He is going to come. He's going to come and He will give it distributed in the Kali Yuga to who? Even to the lowest of the sinners, the most fallen of the sinners. He's going to come and He's going to personally distribute that which is aspired for by the greatest personalities. Lord Ananta, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are begging for it. The Lord is going to come and give it to the people of Kali Yuga. In that also the lowest sinners, He's just going to come and distribute. These wonderful words I will tell to Lord Shiva. Who's saying? Narad Muni saying to himself, he's all excited. I'm going to tell Lord Shiva about this. How wonderful is this news? When he hears them, he will be very pleased. By Goddess Katyayani's mercy, I will get the dust of Lord Shiva's feet. By Goddess Katyayani's mercy, I will get the dust of Lord Shiva's feet. Goddess Katyayani is the consort of Lord Shiva. So she's the mother. Huh? By the mother's mercy, I will get the dust of Lord Shiva. By the mercy of his feet, I will chant the holy names of Lord Hari. Why? Because Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. So when you get the mercy, the dust of the lotus feet of a Mahabhagavat, then you will get a taste to chant the holy names of the Lord. By the mercy of his feet, I will chant the holy names of Lord Hari. Thinking and thinking in this way, Narada came to the gate of Lord Shiva's abode. Seeing him, the bull Nandi, who was like time personified, respectfully stood up. After offering respectful obeisances, Nandi went to the inner palace where Parvati and Shiva stay. He informed his masters that Narada had come and was waiting at the door. With blissful hearts, Parvati and Shiva went to greet him. Seeing them, Narada smiled. Seeing them, Narada smiled and said, "Oh, my masters." Huh? That means he simply said, when he saw Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi, the only thing that came to Narad Muni's mouth, the only thing that he said was, oh my masters," and he fell down at their feet. Narada is a very intelligent devotee. Lord Shiva knew very well the glory of a Vaishnava. Narada, filled with ecstatic love, was very respectful to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva tightly embraced Narada and made him sit at his own side. Dear great sage, wait. Narada happily fell at Goddess Parvati's feet. Hmm. So first Narad Muni, seeing both of them, he fell down at their feet. Then Lord Shiva picked him up and embraced him tightly and made Narad Muni sit down next to him. What did Narad Muni do? He fell at Goddess Parvati's feet. Affectionate like a mother, Goddess Katyayani asked Narada, "Dear great sage, please tell us of your auspicious and glorious life. What will what will be there in a devotee's life? His wonderful devotional service, the glories of the Supreme Lord." So Goddess Katyayani is asking Narad Muni in the mood of a mother asking her son. Like that she's saying, "Dear great sage, please tell us of your auspicious and glorious life. You know everything in the 14 worlds. Your arrival is auspicious. From where have you come?" Hmm? He just arrived there. So where are you coming from? Like that. You know everything that is happening in the 14 worlds. Where are you coming from? And your arrival is very auspicious. There must be something that you want to share, you want to say. Narada replied, "You are our mother and father, Goddess Katyayani and Lord Shiva. You are like my father and mother. You are my mother and father. Your intent is to deliver the worlds. Please hear these auspicious words." So, Lord Shiva and Goddess Katyayani are also devotees, Vaishnava and Vaishnavi. So, uh, what is the intention of a Vaishnava? Their intention is the Lord's mission to deliver all the fallen souls, you know, to spread Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema to everyone. That is their mission. To bring all these conditioned souls somehow or other to reconnect them with Krishna. That is the intention of Vaishnavas. So Narad Muni is saying, your intent is to deliver the worlds. Please hear these auspicious words. A great secret you heard in ancient times, you have now forgotten. Narad Muni is telling Goddess Katyayani and Lord Shiva that in ancient times you heard a great secret, but now you forgot about it. Grasping your feet, I will now remind you of it. The secret which you forgot, I am going to remind you. I will tell this story from beginning to end. When you hear it, I request that you be kind to me. So I am going to tell you this story. I will tell you from beginning to end. After the story is finished, I have only one request. After I finish this story, my request is you should be kind to me. Keep me also in your, you know, favor. Be merciful to me after you hear this. Because he's going to remind them of a secret, a past secret. He said, uh, in ancient times, Uddhava asked Lord Krishna, when you become invisible, what will happen to the earth? So Uddhava is asking Krishna, after Krishna disappears from this world, when he winds up his Prakata Leela. Prakata Leela means the Lord's pastimes are visible to everyone in the world. His Leelas are happening all the time, but they are not always Prakata. Hmm? Only once in a day of Brahma, Krishna's pastimes are Prakat Leela on this earth when everyone is able to see him. So Uddhava is asking, when you wind up your Prakata Leela, when you leave this earth, when you become invisible, what will happen to the earth? Will any devotees remain on the earth? Hearing these words, Lord Krishna described the science of yoga. He said, I am water, I am land, I am the earth, I am the trees, I am the demigods and Gandharvas, I am the yakshas and yakshas and rakshas. I am creation and annihilation. I am the life in all living beings. I am everything. How can I become invisible? So, there is nothing which can exist without Krishna. Everything is Krishna's Shakti only. External energy, marginal energy, internal energy. So, what you see in this world is his external energy, and the living entities are his marginal energy. So, what do you mean when I become invisible? What without me can this earth exist or can anything exist? I am everything. How can I become invisible? Hearing Lord Krishna's words, Uddhava struck his hand to his chest and spoke his heart. He said, Master, you are everything that I know. Anything separate from you is only suffering. Master, you are everything I know, that I know. Anything separate from you is only suffering. What does that mean? If you see anything in this world, And if you're not able to see the connection of that thing with Krishna, then that thing is only going to give you suffering sooner or later, but it's going to give you suffering. If you don't see the connection of that thing with Krishna, anything separate from you is only suffering. With my mouth, I have no power to properly describe the great souls who fall down to offer respects to the glistening moons that are your toenails. Uddhava is saying this. I don't have the power to properly glorify those great personalities who are falling down at your toenails, your shining, your glistening toenails that are shining like moonshine. Those great personalities who are attracted to your lotus feet and they are falling down at your lotus feet, I don't have sufficient power to glorify how great they are. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 6th chapter, text 46. So this is Uddhava Gita. So the conversation between Uddhava and Krishna. Uddhava tells Lord Krishna, Tvayopabhukta sragandha vaso lankara charchitaha uchishta bhijino dasas tava mayam jayemahi. Dasas, maybe. My dear Lord, the garlands, scented substances, garments, ornaments, and other such things that have been offered to you may later be used by your servants. Hmm? So, Nirmalya. Nirmalya means that which was offered to the Lord, his prasad, either his garlands or his cloth or jewelry, that which was worn by the Lord, that can be accepted by the devotees. They may later be used by your servants. By partaking of these things and eating the remnants of food you have left, we will be able to conquer the illusory energy. That means after Krishna eats, whatever remnants are left, prasadam, mahaprasad, anyone who takes that or any of the other items which have been offered to the Lord, like his garland or the flower which is offered to him, tulsi which is offered to him, by partaking of these things and eating the remnants of food you have left, we will be able to conquer the illusory energy. Uddhava said, by enjoying the remnants of what you have left, this servant of Lord Hari will conquer your illusory energy. By taking your remnants, this servant of yours, who, Uddhava, will conquer the illusory energy. I will conquer Maya by accepting your remnants. Who's saying? Uddhava is saying to Lord Krishna. Therefore, I yearn to honor what you leave as remnants. When I hear these words, Uddhava, who's speaking now? This is Narada Muni speaking to Goddess Katyayani and Lord Siva, and he is reminding them of a secret of the past. So, in order to remind of that secret, Narada Muni is telling this story. Story means history. He said, once upon a time, Uddhava asked Krishna a question. What will happen after you disappear? What will happen to this earth? Then Krishna said, how I can become invisible? Nothing can exist within me. Without me, I am everything. So then Uddhava said, yes, I understand that you are everything, and anything which is separate from you will only give suffering. Then he said, whatever items that are offered to you, either food preparations or garlands or ornaments, after you wear them, your devotees can accept them later. And by accepting them, they actually are able to conquer the illusory energy. So, by accepting your remnants, I will also conquer the illusory energy. Therefore, I am yearning, I am waiting to receive your remnants. So now Narad Muni is saying, when I hear these words Uddhava spoke to Lord Krishna, My heart becomes wild with bliss. For so many days I have walked on the path of devotional service. Still, until today, I did not know the importance of honoring the Lord's remnants. Narad Muni is saying, for so many years I've been practicing bhakti, but until today, I didn't know this. The importance of accepting the Lord's remnants. By the power of Lord Krishna's remnants, Uddhava became very powerful. So Uddhava was taking the remnants of Krishna. By taking the remnants, by that power, he has become so powerful. In Lord Krishna's presence, he honored the Lord's remnants. In front of Krishna, he ate Krishna's remnants. I never honored the Lord's mahaprasadam in that way. The way Uddhava honored right in front of Krishna, I never honored the Lord's mahaprasadam in that way. In my heart, I thought, the Lord has cheated me. When when Narad Muni saw this, that Uddhava honored Mahaprasad of Krishna right in front of him, Narada felt that I never got this opportunity. The Lord has cheated me. Then I devised a plan to please Lord Krishna and thus obtain his Mahaprasadam remnants. So, like Uddhava got, I made a plan in my mind. I will please Krishna so that I can also get his Mahaprasadam. Filled with the nectar of these thoughts, I went to Vaikuntha. For many days I served Goddess Lakshmi. Narad Muni went to Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Devi is serving Lord Narayan. So for many days he assisted Lakshmi Devi. He served. For many days he became a servant of Lakshmi Devi. Whatever service she was doing, he is assisting her. Pleased, the goddess offered me a boon. She said, I'm so pleased with you. So ask and I will grant your boon. I vow I will give it. I promise you. Whatever you ask, I will give you. Ask me. Hearing her words, I repeated the desire of my heart. Folding my palms and becoming very serious, I said, for many days, a strong desire had stayed in my heart. I still have that. For many days, I have had this desire in my heart. Everyone knows that I, Narada, am your servant. Hmm? Narad Muni is saying, the whole world knows that I am your servant. Still, I have never tasted Mahaprasadam remnants. I am your servant, but I never tasted Mahaprasadam of the Lord. Please give me one handful of the Lord's prasadam. The Lord, after he ate whatever is remaining, give me one handful of the Lord's prasadam. That is the boon I wish. I wish that you please place your auspicious glance upon me. Have mercy on me, my mother, Goddess Lakshmi. Give me one handful because she's serving, she's cooking and she's serving the Lord, Bhoga. So after the Lord has eaten from his plate, give me one handful of Mahaprasad. I never got this. Hearing these words, what Narad Muni asked, Goddess Lakshmi was very surprised. She shyly said, the Lord commanded me not to give his remnants to anyone. I cannot give. This is the Lord's order that I cannot give his remnants to anyone. But she was so pleased with Narad Muni's seva. He was so sincerely serving her for so many days, assisting her in her service. So Lakshmi Devi is saying, still, the Lord commanded me not to give his remnants to anyone. Still, I will jump over his command and give you some of his remnants. Please wait. After some time, I will gather the Mahaprasadam and give it to you. You wait here. It's like pujaris, You stay here. I will give you after some time. So Lakshmi Devi is saying, you wait here. After some time, I'm going to give you. I will gather some Mahaprasad and I will give you. Actually, the Lord told me I should not give anyone, but I will give you. Just wait here. After some time, I will gather the Mahaprasad and give it to you. Understanding my situation, the goddess spoke these sweet words. One day, So it's not like immediately she's going to give. She has to look for the right opportunity, right? Without, somehow or other she's going to give. How she's going to give, we don't know. But she's looking for the right opportunity. Meanwhile, you wait, Narad Muni. So some days passed like this. One day, as they were enjoying nectar pastimes, the Lord took the goddess's hand and made her sit by his side without permission, and her heart trembling in fear. The goddess smiled and sweetly said, I bow down before you and speak this request. My heart is afraid. I tremble in fear. So the Lord is in a, a very good mood. So he's very good mood means he's very pleased with Lakshmi Devi's seva. He's very pleased with her. So at that moment, she's feeling great fear to ask this, but nevertheless, this was the opportunity. So she said, "Oh, I bow down before you and speak this request. I have a request." And she said, smiling very sweetly, and but my heart is afraid. I tremble in fear to ask. Oh, Master, please destroy my fear. Please protect your maidservant. Grasping your feet, I say, please listen to these glorious words. As Lakshmi spoke these frightened words, the Lord smiled with surprise. Oh, why is she scared? Why is she afraid? He smiled with surprise and cast a glance at his Sudarshan Chakra to make her fearless so that she can speak. So he cast a glance on his Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan trembled. In a choked voice, he said, My lord, Goddess Lakshmi is afraid. I don't know why. So the Lord looked at Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is also trembling in fear. He said, Lakshmi Devi is afraid. I don't know why. Lakshmi said, What happened is when the Lord looked at Sudarshan Chakra, it was like, did you do something? Why is Lakshmi Devi afraid? So Sudarshan Chakra is saying, "Ah, I don't know why she's afraid. I don't know." Huh? So here Sudarshan trembled in a choked voice. He said, My lord, Goddess Lakshmi is afraid. I don't know why. Lakshmi said, It is not Sudarshan's fault. It is Narada's words that make me wither with fear. Although no one knows it, Narada served me for 12 years. Please, I spoke to him this vow. So, even when Narad Muni was serving, this was not known to anyone. Like he was just secretly helping. In the background, he was assisting her and serving. So, the Lord was not, he was not doing it openly. So, that's why Lakshmi Devi is saying, the cause of my fear is not Sudarshan Chakra. It is what Narad Muni said. That is the cause of my fear. Although no one knows it, Narada served me for 12 years. Please, I spoke to him this. That means I have a debt, right? He served me for 12 years and he asked me for something, so I promised him something. Ask a boon and I will grant it. What I say is the truth. It is the truth. O sage, I vow that I will keep my word. So Lakshmi Devi is telling the Supreme Lord that I told him like this. I promised him. I said, You ask whatever you want. I will give you. I will keep my word. Then Narada asked your remnants as the boon he wished. How do I have the power to grant that boon? To grant it, I must jump over your command because your order was I should not give your remnants to anyone. And I already promised to give him whatever he asked, and he asked for your remnants. What should I do now? But I don't have the power to fulfill this vow because if I fulfilled it, I will have to jump over your command. Those words I spoke have placed me in great danger. O Master, please save your maidservant. Please destroy this calamity that has fallen upon me. Hearing these words, the Lord said, O Lakshmi, please listen. Your words were a great mistake. Secretly, without my knowledge, you may give my remnants to him. Right? Don't give it. It was a great mistake that you promised. But now that you promised, the vow, you have to keep your word. So without my knowledge, secretly, you can give him some remnants. The Lord is saying, secretly, without my knowledge, you may give my remnants to him. Hearing the Lord's command, Lakshmi became joyful. Oh, now I got permission. After some days, Goddess Lakshmi, the mother of the worlds, called for me. So this whole thing is being narrated by Narad Muni to Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi, remember. So Narad Muni is saying, after some days, Goddess Lakshmi, the mother of the worlds, called for me and gave me that mahaprasadam. In this way, by Goddess Lakshmi's mercy, my desire was fulfilled and I tasted the Lord's wonderful mahaprasadam. Prasadam more glorious and effulgent than 10 million moons, 10 million suns, and 10 million Kamdevs. That's how glorious that Mahaprasadam was, which I got from Goddess Lakshmi. Touching that Mahaprasadam, I became hundreds of times more glorious and effulgent. Simply by touching that Mahaprasad, I became hundreds of times more glorious and effulgent. Sounding my veena, I happily came to Mount Kailash. So after Narad Muni got that Mahaprasad, he came to Mount Kailash. Seeing my wonderful effulgence, Lord Shiva was surprised. How did you get a form like that? He asked. Then I told him the whole story from beginning to end. Hearing it, Lord Shiva scolded me. So, Lord Shiva is the older brother. Yes? Lord Brahma's son. So, I told him the whole story, what happened, how I got Mahaprasad. When Lord Shiva heard that, he scolded me. He said, "Oh sage, you attained that rare Mahaprasadam and you ate it all. You did not bring any for me. All that Mahaprasad you ate alone. You didn't bring anything for me. With great love, you came here to see me again. Why did you not bring any of that rare treasure?" Hearing Lord Shiva's words, I became ashamed. I lowered my head. I saw some Mahaprasad still stuck to my fingernail. So after I ate, I saw some was stuck to my fingernail. I placed my finger before Lord Shiva. There's some stuck on my finger here. I happily offered him that single crumb of Mahaprasad. He did not hesitate. At once, Lord Shiva placed the Mahaprasadam in his mouth. Then, saintly Lord Shiva began to joyfully dance. With every step he took, the ground shook. He started dancing in ecstasy. He became wild with bliss. Mount Sumeru trembled because of his dancing. The earth shook. Fear was everywhere. What's happening? Is it time for annihilation? Everything is shaking. Lord Shiva, the great king of yoga, trembled with ecstasy, ecstatic love. He forgot himself. His heavy steps pushed the earth down to rasatala loka. He was dancing, and the way he danced, so you all know by now, all of you, I think, have studied the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, you have some idea of the position. So there is Bhumandala. Bhumandala is the whole Bhumandala is a disk. Within that, there are the lower planets within the cavities. And then there is Mount Sumeru, which is in the center of Bhumandala, Mount Sumeru. On top is you have this, all the heavenly planets are there. So Lord Shiva is on Mount Kailash. On Mount Kailash also you have various locations. Okay. So Lord Shiva is there on Mount Kailash and he's dancing. So because of his dancing, the Bhumi, the earth is trembling. Mount Sumeru is trembling with his heavy steps because of ecstatic love. Lord Shiva is dancing. With every step he took, the ground shook. He became wild with bliss. Mount Sumeru trembled. The earth shook. Fear was everywhere. Lord Shiva, the great king of yoga, trembled with ecstatic love. He forgot himself. His heavy steps pushed the earth down to Rasatala. The earth got pushed down. Lord Ananta's hoods. Now, where is this whole, uh, you know, earth resting? The whole universe is resting where? On the hoods of Anantasesh, on one of the hoods of Anantasesh. Lord Ananta's hoods now rested on Lord Kurma's back. Sticking his neck out of his shell, Lord Kurma stared at Lord Ananta. So Ananta says she's on Kurmadev's back. Kurmadev is in the Garbhodaka ocean because Kurma can swim in water. So Kurmadev is there, and on Kurmadev is Anantasesh, and on Lord Anantasesh is Garbhodakashai Vishnu. So all of a sudden, because of Lord Shiva's dancing, the earth got pushed down. It became heavy. Lord Shiva's dancing, right? Earth got pushed down, and Kurmadev from underneath Anantasesh looked up, stuck his head out, and he's looking at Anantasesh. What's going on? Lord Ananta's hoods now rested on Lord Kurma's back. His hoods rested on Kurma's back because the hoods also got pushed down. So the hoods were standing up, now they fell and they were resting on the back of Kurma. So Kurma Dev, sticking his neck out of his shell, Kurma stared at Lord Ananta. The elephants bearing the directions bent their necks. So, in the four directions of the universe, there are four elephants. So, they had their necks were bent because of the weight. The cauldron of the universe began to crack. Unable to bear Lord Shiva's weight, the earth goddess, ran to his city. Folding her palms, she approached Goddess Katyayani and said, because of the weight of Lord Shiva's dancing, I will lose my life. If you wish to save the world, please stop him. I see the whole world is about to fall into chaos. Stop him from dancing. Stop his dancing. Bhumi Devi is begging Parvati Devi. Hearing the earth goddess's anguished words, Goddess Parvati ran to Lord Shiva. Filled with the nectar of ecstatic love, Lord Shiva danced. Speaking harsh words, the goddess broke Lord Shiva's ecstasy. Returning to external consciousness, Lord Shiva became sorrowful. He's out of his ecstasy, he became sorrowful. Seeing Goddess Parvati, with a hard heart, he said, what have you done? What have you done, O goddess? It is very wrong. You broke my ecstatic trance. Breaking it is like death for me. But for you, I have no enemy in the three worlds. It looks like you are my greatest enemy. But for you, I have no enemy in the three worlds. Why did you destroy my bliss? Hearing Lord Shiva's anguished words, Goddess Parvati said, Master, please look at Goddess Earth, who now stands before you. The pressure from your feet pushed her down to rasatala loka. The material creation is on the verge of destruction. That is why I spoke harshly. I committed an offense. O great master, please forgive my offense. Smiling, Lord Shiva forgave the goddess. Then the goddess humbly asked, O master, please dispel my doubt. Every day you dance, wrapped in tasting the nectar of love for Lord Krishna. Why did you today push the earth down to Rasatala Loka? You dance every day, but today why did you push the earth down while dancing? Today your form shines like 10 million suns. The material universe cannot bear such brilliant light. Why today did you manifest such wonderful, endless bliss? O glorious Master, please tell me. Lord Shiva said, please hear the blissful news. Narada Muni gave me some of Lord Narayan's prasadam. Lord Vishnu's prasadam is very rare. It is difficult to find in the three worlds. It is the nectar touched by the Lord's lips. Even the Vedas do not know the glories of the Lord's prasadam. I ate the mahaprasadam offered to the Lord. Now my life has borne its fruit. Today is the auspicious moment of my life. By Narada's mercy, I touched the Lord's mahaprasadam. Lord Shiva thus spoke these auspicious, glorious nectarian words. Hearing Lord Shiva's words, Goddess Parvati, who is Mahamaya herself, said, all these days I thought you were a kind and generous person. Your thinking I was like half your body was only a trick. Your love for me was only a pretense. Attaining such rare mahaprasadam, you ate it all yourself. You did not give any to me. Ashamed, Lord Shiva said, O Parvati, you are not worthy to receive such a treasure. That means you didn't deserve it. Hearing these words, she became furious and said, I am called by the name Vaishnavi. I also serve Lord Vishnu with devotion. Standing in the assembly of saintly persons, I vow that if in his heart Lord Vishnu is merciful to me, then I will give his Mahaprasadam to everyone in the three worlds. I vow that even the dogs and jackals will attain that prasadam. Hearing Goddess Katyayani's vow, Lord Narayan, the master of Vaikuntha, came at once. The goddess respectfully stood and then bowed down. Tears in her eyes, she offered prayers to the Lord. Sighing and her heart overwhelmed, she began to speak. With a joyful heart, Lochan Das speaks these words. That's the end of song 5. Thank you all so much. श्री चैतन्य मंगल की जय, श्रील लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। थैंक यू। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare
प्रियंका
Krishna
माता जी।
Mataji.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna.
प्रभु जी। हरे
Thank
कृष्ण।
you very much, Archana Bhakti Mataji. Thank you. We are enjoying the Lord Shiva's dance.
Yes, Jay.
Thank you.
Priyanka Mataji, this is from Chaitanya Mangal. I sent it in the group, the book, the PDF. You can look at it.
Oh,
Thank
I
you
know,
very
Mataji.
much.
That I know. I thought this Narada and Shivji dialogues, they from some references to some Puran, right?
Acha, like that. I don't know, Mataji. I don't know.
Acha.
If it comes
Okay.
in the writing somewhere, then we can see. Yeah,
Okay.
right. As of